2016, I decided to set up my color Bible. My color Bible is a book of swatches of color. And so this is in the small mixed media wire-bound journal. And so I started my colors with Dylan's palette. And Dylan's palette is a custom palette that was created by Dylan, who is a phenomenal artist, watercolorist, who teaches classes in the Atlanta area. And so this is his special palette that I had for his class. And then I wanted to test it and see what the colors would look like practicing together. The next one are my Sennelier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but they are French watercolor. They are a little bit pricey, but they are so worth it. These colors are incredibly gorgeous, especially this phthalo green and the opera pink. But all I do to create the swatches is I find out, or I count up, how many paints I have in that brand, and then I decide if I'm going to do a grid system, or you're going to see that I also do circles. And so on this one, go through, and I also wanted to test it, and the camera actually doesn't do it justice, but it is gorgeous. Next are my Winsor Newtons, and again, this is a grid. This is 2 pages, and they are the tube Winsor Newtons. And if I go out, you'll see that I actually created a table that is taped to the back side of the page before it. And when you get close up, you can see that I've put the number corresponding to the spot that it is on the paper, the color number, and then the name of the watercolor. And so this is page 1, and then this is page 2, where again, the grid system. If it has a color number, then I put it there. If not, then there isn't one. This gives me an idea of what these colors are. I ran out of space on this one, and so across the bottom I have the other colors, the tints and so forth. So I take numerous online classes, and I learn of the Ecoline brush markers. They are watercolor, water soluble, and so this is the set that I have now currently. And then these are the Derwent Intense, see there, and then I have them numbered. And these don't really look as intense as what they can be, but one of the benefits of the color Bible is that you can also see how they correspond or how they interact with watercolor paper. Next I have my Van Gogh, which are also tube color watercolors, and they are vibrant as well, and so I did a test page of those. I have a great, I just buy Tombow markers, and you'll see some duplicates in here because I also buy them in the collections. And so these are the open stock of the Tombow markers, and I have the numbers corresponding with them. Tombow markers have numbers and do not have corresponding names, and so these are just the numbers of them. And so this is page 1 of Tombow, and then I've got page 2 of Tombow, and the Tombows will reappear in a few pages. I also have the the Spectrum Aqua markers, which are their watercolor markers, and so this is the palette for them. And then Winsor Newton has a watercolor marker as well, and I only have 3 of those. I would like to have more of them. I'm not even sure if they're making them anymore, but of the ones that I have, these actually are very good and very vibrant as well. Next up are my Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2 palette, and this one I definitely counted them up and decided the boxes. I did the grid put the, painted them in here, put the colors, and then I erased the grid. And then over here, these are the 6 new colors that I just acquired. I also have some golden high flow that I put in here. Next are my miscellaneous watercolors. So I have HWC, I've got some Grumbacher, I've got some more of the French ones, and they're just beautiful. And these were special 2 courses that I was taking where the artist selected open stock tubes. Here you'll see where I decided to do circles, and so this is the Dr. P.H. Martin's liquid watercolors, and so they are incredibly vibrant as well. Here I took a round container that I had, dipped it in black ink, made the circles, placed them on the sheet, and then just had fun coloring them in and then naming them. This page, these are the Winsor Newton inks, these 2 rows here, and then these are continuation of the Dr. P.H. Martin's. These are the Derwent H2O pencils, just the watercolor pencils, not the Inktense. And so again, you can see that I did a grid system, put the colors in, and some of them you can't really tell with the camera, and then did the numbers. And then I erased the pencil lines. I also have the 4 tins of the crayons from Stampin' Up, the Watercolor Wonders, and so here I have them set off soft, bold, rich earth, and then did the color swatches. Here are my next 2 pages of more Tombow markers, and these are their special palettes. So this is the Citrus to here, and this is the Galaxy to here. And some of them do have duplicates in them. This will be my Tombow Portrait palette, and then these blank spaces here will be the Tropical palette that are in back order from Blick that I'm waiting for. The latest edition of my watercolor are the Core, the QOR, and so I have 2 palettes of those, a 6-pack and a 12-pack, and so the 18, I did the circles, and I'm going to be opening them soon and practicing, and so I went ahead and made their space on here. I ran out of space in the book, and so how I'm continuing on is on the back side I am doing these envelopes where I'm taping them, and so this is the Japanese Kuretake palette, and so you can pull it out, and then you can see that I did the grid system on here, and these are numbers. I'm sure they have names. Unfortunately, I do not speak Japanese, so I cannot write the names, so I just wrote the corresponding numbers. And these were actually interesting. I'm not a fan of the reds, pinks, and the orange, but the blues and greens down here are just stunning. And so I keep them in a pocket. And then this is my color Bible. Create one. Swatch books are incredibly popular, but they're also incredibly helpful, so that if you're not sure what color you want to use, also it gets you out of using just a palette that's already pre-selected for you, so that you can add different colors and find different colors, different blues of different makers that you might like instead, and add them. So enjoy. Thank you for watching.